Hi and welcome to Soaring Birds Designs. This is Bridget speaking here. I just want to go through some of my Procreate brushes that I've designed. The ones that I'm going to be covering today are the 96 seamless brushes, which are available for you to purchase, and I will have a link attached to it, so they'll be easy to find. I'm going to show you how I use these brushes to create background textures and designs. So firstly, we want to go and we want to create a new layer above our background. So I've got this little purple slightly textured background going on here, but I want to enhance it even more. So create a new layer, and I like to create a clipping mask. And I'm just going to change my color, so I have a better color there, and go down to my brushes. Now the great thing, before I start off and start telling you all about these, let me just explain to you that you can reset the size of your brush. Now if you've never done this before and you need to Procreate, let me just show you a few things. As the brush is at the moment, it's that size, which is perfectly fine. I like that. But if you don't and you want to change the size of the brush, whether you want to make it bigger or smaller, if you click on grain and you go to scale, right, you can increase the size of it or you can decrease it, and you can test that on your little test sheet here to see what size you like, what size works. Okay, so that's just a tip. I'm just going to cancel out there because I do like what I've done. The next thing that you need to do is you need to either with your finger, I'm not sure what you're using, so either your finger or your pencil, you need to keep it on the screen at all times while you're doing your design. So I'm just sweeping across my design with my finger. I'll just show you what would happen if I took my finger off and I started again. My starting point would be in a different place, which would mess my design up. Can you see? Okay, so when that happens, you've lifted your finger up or you've accidentally taken your pencil off your screen. So finger or pencil down, keep it flowing so that your design start and end position is in the same place, all the way right down to the bottom. Right, and I'll just make sure that I've done it. And that is my background. That is a really simple way to create a backing sheet, or if you're doing digital art journals, which I like to do, this is a really good place to start. So you've got a backing sheet, so you can either save it as a JPEG file or keep it in your gallery on your Procreate file, and you can use it whenever you like. I have a little design which I drew. For those of you that are familiar with my work, I paint in real life faces on canvas. I also do them digitally, which brings me an immense amount of pleasure. So I have a girl over here, and again I'm going to show you the exact same technique, and I'm going to keep it very simple. Shading and highlights are for another time, but just so that you can understand how I do this. So I've got my little girl here. As you see, she's very basic. There's nothing particularly fancy about it. It's very simple, and if you find colouring pages or images that you would like to colour in yourself, there are lots and lots of places where you can either buy or download colouring pages, which will do exactly, you can do them, you can use your colouring pages in exactly the same way. So let's just start with a little green top. So I click on that layer and I want to create a new layer above that, and I want to create a clipping mask. Now you can do this in different ways. Clipping mask is easy. It just will attach itself to the design below, the shape below. So this is why I've already done my shapes so that it will, whatever I put on top, clipping mask wise, will take on the exact same shape as the image below it. So I've got my shape and I've got my layer and it's clipped. Now I need to select a color and I'm going to go bold, I think. And so we've had the diamonds. I don't want to do diamonds again. I think that I will just go with something knitted, right? Now, as you can see, in relation to my design, that's quite large. I don't want it to be that large. I want it to be smaller. So I'm going to click into my brush. I'm going to go back into grain and I'm going to reduce my grain size. 2 fingers will undo that, and that's really not looking too bad. Okay. Next, I'm going to do the collar, which is that one there. Create a new layer, make it into a clipping mask. Again, I'm going to change the color, and right down at the bottom I have some circles, and I'm just going to paint those in just like that. You see how it's starting to look? The next thing that I'm going to also do is I'm going to do her hat, which is there. Create a new layer for her hat, and because it's on a dark color, I want to create an interest. So if I'm working on a dark background, I want to have a lighter color up to show the pattern, and vice versa. So I'm done that. I'm going to go with a salmon-y color, and let's just see what we can choose. Let's choose that one there. Right. Make sure you've got a clipping mask, and there's my design. As I said, it is very simple, but you get to see the technique and you get to see how I use my brushes. I hope that you found this little tutorial helpful. Thank you very much for stopping by. Have a great day.